Hola amigos, welcome to Life for Living Well channel. Please subscribe to keep the channel going. You can also check us out by visiting our website on www.lifeforlivingwell.com. Sit down and enjoy the helpful topic for this week. Hey, welcome back to another episode from Life for Living Well. My name is Richard. Before I dive into the topic we have for this week, I quickly say if you like to know some of the books or material that we use to prepare this podcast every week, you can easily find them out on our website, and the link to purchase those books is over there as well. And it might be something that you're interested to know. You can check them out on our website at www.lifeforlivingwell.com. Once again, my name is Richard, and if you'd like to contact me directly, you can also submit your request through the website by using contact me on our website at lifeforlivingwell.com. Let's get started. The topic I have for us this week, I call it Drivers of Change. Oprah Winfrey once said, the greatest discovery of all time is that the person can change his future by momentarily changing his attitude. This is so true. That once you change the attitude that puts you into trouble or that becoming an obstacle in your way, you're bound to get different effect of other attitude that you embrace to. And we cannot solve any problem with the same mindset that we used to create it. We need to change it. So, change is inevitable in our life because almost everything around us will change. We go through a process of change. Just look around you. The other day I was walking around my street and I set a challenge with someone, and I said to her that just spend 5 minutes of your time to observe things that go around you. And I have to put myself in the same mindset. It sounds simple, but it's actually difficult because there's so many battles going on, things that I'm working on but I have not finished it, things that I need to do for a certain time. But when I'm now make myself grounded by consciously, intentionally aware of it, I noticed 2 things. One, lost all its leaves. The branches should stay there, but it was clean branches. There's no single leaves on top of it. Not because the tree is sick or unwell or die. It's just because it's just a natural phenomenon for that type of tree to go through that phase in this time of the year that it has nothing on it. There's no single leaves. All the leaves is on the ground. And all you can see is a tall tree, big root and branches, and the branches are thin and wide out. And just next around the tree, then you find a Christmas tree. It was rich in its leaves, its color, and its green was shine in the same period, the same time, with the same weather. But they subject to change in a different way, with different season. So some changes is something can be very obvious like that, and people will say it, and not all changes are bad. So the reality is that not all changes are actually bad for you. What you consider bad will actually be a good thing for you long time. And if in a few months' time I'm able to walk in the same path, look in the same tree, it will also come up in a totally different way that will cover himself with the leaves. So change is inevitable in our life because almost everything around us will go through a process of change. There are 4 factors that drive change. By knowing them may help you prepare for some change, but not all the change that you can prepare for. And this is the difference between overthinking about the event that happened. It puts you in a position where you want to control the outcome. All you need to do is to learn to enjoy the process. Because when you focus more on the process, you're bound to create the outcome that you want. I once got the report about life for living well, and when we are looking into it, the danger with that kind of report is to focus to the outcome. But we remind ourselves that no, let's take our focus back to the process. What are we doing that create this outcome rather than focus more on outcome? And that is what the society always try to tell us. That is all the belief our race always try to tell us. And when we do that, that's when we lose the battle. That's when we feel like we are not adequate to confront the changes that are going on in our life. But once we learn to surrender ourselves to that changes and we focus on the no amount of preparation or knowledge can actually prepare you for other changes that may happen in your life. But what will keep you going is the mindset that you have. And these are the 4 things that I want us to look at today, especially this week, as we're coming toward the end of 2021. 2021 will be a year of transformation in many ways for many people, especially for me. I've come to understand my strengths even more. I was also able to identify the area that I can work on more. And the pandemic has been a mix of blessing and opportunity to grow. What I find is why many people still want to do the same thing they used to do before. It's amazing not to see the opportunity to actually shift what you're doing and see how you can also do it in a different way. So how can we grow or any growth happen without a change? It is very difficult for any change to happen. At one point, we are born as a child and we grow to become the adult we are today. So we don't wear the same clothes that we used to wear 20, 10, 15, 30 years ago. these are the things that we should not be afraid of. We should embrace it because that is part of environment for the world that we live. So let's examine the factors one by one. Number one factor for a change is your mindset. It is not surprising when a person moves and lives his or her life from passive to active. People start to notice. Someone that doesn't like to go out or mixing with people and now become the bubbling one. People wonder what's changed. Someone that always looking sad and become the one that stop and smile and ask, how was your day? People begin to wonder what's changed because it's something that they can say. But those actions wasn't just happen from the outside. There's something I've already changed inside this individual. The change you notice may be external, but the root is internal. One of the greatest myth of samurai principle is we have two weapons, and it's important that you focus on the strongest one. So you have your sword to defend you, to fight. It can also kill you, and you have your mind. And in samurai principle, the one that you should invest a lot more is your mind. Once your mind is weak, it doesn't matter how expensive the sword you carry it is. It could end up being the sword that will destroy you as well. So the same thing like your mindset. The change you notice may be external, but the root is internal. Let's quickly take a look at two mindset as defined by psychologist Dr. Carol Dweck of Stanford University. Growth mindset means that you believe your intelligence and talent can be developed over time. A fixed mindset means that you believe intelligence is fixed. So if you are not good at something, you might believe that you will never be good at it. So, and these are not written on the stone. It's tweaking your mindset could make a difference in confronting whatever that is obstacle in your way, and you turn it to way himself. Rather than give up, you one door shut. You don't just fold your hand and say, that's it. There's thousands of doors out there. You could set your own goals and you could take your way to achieve it one by one. And it's all down is how you think and how you say things. If you think some people are always fortunate, which is true in life, especially this world, there will always be some people that are fortunate. But and so what? You can create your own. In fact, it's an opportunity when all road is blocked around you. Create the one. Make your own way. There's this Chinese sage said that our greatest strength does not lie how many times we fall, but how many times we rise from it. You might think people will just come to help you. You might need to help yourself, lift your thing up, and then the people that will support you will come. Even the land cannot just bless you without putting something on the ground. If you don't have the money, you have the time to learn. If you don't have the internet at home, you don't have the computer at home, you have the library. If you live in a society that create that kind of environment where you can have access to the library, there's also part of the world that people don't have this access. There's no electricity, there's no public phone library. If you people are hardly able to live with $1 a day. But if you live in a society that all these things are provided for you, all you need is to create a time and invest those time in the area that you think you need to improve. If your job is to write, have you ever considered looking for a seminar or training where you can shaping up your skills into latest way of writing? Whether you want to go to the area of creative writing or technical writing, just become mainstream, and this is the part of the process, not the outcome. Don't say I want to one of my favorite novelists is John Grisham. I don't say I want to be John Grisham. I'm inspired the way he writes crime and law novels. So number two factor that influence change is accident. So the popular saying these days, they say the mother of all inventions is an accident, and it's true. Look around us today in the world. Some of the greatest inventions that we have made is through accident. People spend time, years in lab, at home, doing complicated calculations, algorithm, observation, reading and studying and observing. They have not get to what they want, but suddenly somebody just makes one thing by accident to another thing, and boom, something come out of it. It was an aha moment for them. So some of this accident might be that you make a wrong decision, and the outcome that you get might not be what you want, but it actually leads you to where you need to be. Not all the time that thing that you have no direct influence happen to you that was really bad for you was actually the opportunity for you either to start again, or is an opportunity to take stock. What's your role in it? So the same with us. Being in a place with people and situation could change your life for good or for worse. So you develop wisdom through this process of choosing event or place or people wisely. So that takes us to number 3. We're coming toward the end of the podcast this week. Number 3, overcoming your nature. Leo Tolstoy stated, everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. You are like a day and night. Understanding your good and bad nature will help you a lot. Most people quickly always blame other people for their behavior. If they're angry with you, if they're rude with you, if they disrespect you, if they're condescending down with you, they turn around and say, you make me behave that way. You make me sad. You make me angry. You make me lose my control. It's just individuals that have no control about their emotional feelings, and they're projecting that to everything around them. So work on yourself in a way that you don't focus your energy in overcoming so many other things, so many other people, because the only one thing that you refuse to overcome will always come to screw it up. That's your nature. Don't just say, I'm a kind, I'm a humble person. Also say that you can be rude, you can be circumvent, you can be disrespectful. Say it when the other side of you that you don't like come out. Maybe with a particular person, trigger this out in you more. Is an opportunity to embrace your shadow side and work on it. You might not be able to overcome it, and you don't need to overcome it, but awareness of it and embrace it will allow you to develop a compassion in yourself and compassion toward other people. We are not perfect, and we are not created to be perfect. But what we can do is to try and develop ourselves, become more sensible individual, pleasant individual. Pleasant individual doesn't mean that person is perfect. It just means that you will have a pleasant experience with that person when you spend time with them. Some people, I don't think people are bad or good. I think some people are pleasant and some people are tedious. With some people, you have so much to give. And with some people, it comes so easy because they work so much on themselves. So understanding your nature and overcoming this part of you will allow you to go through change with ease. So the last one, to bring the podcast to the end. Education. Your school is not your education, but educating yourself from the experiences you have exposed yourself to and what you have learned from others would increase your chance to facilitate change, not just limiting your education to schooling. Someone once told me one day when they asked me, what are you doing for next week? I said, I'm going to adult mathematics. I want to refresh myself with mathematics, so I pay for this class to do refreshing, because something that I've not touched for 20 years and my day-to-day job doesn't use some of those things that I've learned when I was in school. And she burst to laugh. She said, oh, why you need to study anymore? I thought you finished this school. That is the belief of this individual, that everything you need to learn stops in school, but your education continues as long as you live here. Whether you take it or you don't take it, you will find a way to come to your life. I find it easier if you are being the one proactive about it. You are in a better shape, better position to handle the changes that will come into your life. I hope the podcast helps someone this week. And if you'd like to know about the material used to put this podcast together, especially the books and the resources, you can check it out on our website. If you look for the article regarding this podcast, so if you just go to the article page or the website, so you will find the book that you use. If it's something that you like to read by yourself, I recommend it. It's more details than the snapshot that I provide through this podcast. So once again, you can check it on our website at www.lifeforlivingwell.com. My name is Richard. I hope that you're all safe and you keep yourself safe and your friends and family. Until we meet again next week, I say ciao, hasta pronto. From everyone here, from Life for Living Well, we say hasta luego, amigos. Thank you for your time this week. May your rest of the week be safe and loving. Please subscribe to our channel to keep it going. And you can find more information on our website by visiting www.lifeforlivingwell.com. Goodbye.